So
We won't be
it's-
drinking for much longer.
well,
Okay, so we should be live.
right.
Hi, Miss Jackie. How are you?
Good, Diego. Once again, like I'm very happy we're doing this because I think you're like a lot like me, and that is kind of want to kind of empower our people about finances because I'm no guru. You're in that space. I'm kind of more the real estate person, and yeah, don't know nothing about the whole investment space kind of thing. But I hear a lot of people talking about this crypto and Bitcoin and so just tell us just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit. We'll talk about crypto and then we're going to talk about interactive brokers. And I guess just kind of sum it up to people. Hey, that we should. Oh, budgeting. We also talked about what we use. We'll thirdly talk about like I use Google Sheets for keep and check our budgets. And again, the whole thing is just to inspire people to do better in their finances and not to kind of always be victims of it. So let's just begin crypto. What is crypto? Because I don't know.
Okay, so I'm also not an expert as well. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So this investment space is familiar to me, but
Right.
I'm not an expert or a guru in the space. But crypto essentially is like digital currencies, digital assets.
Talk about it.
So it's basically another way for you to transact digitally without having to go through a bank or an intermediary. So normally if I want to send money to another person, I have to do a wire transfer or some sort of transfer through a bank.
Right.
With cryptocurrencies, the need for a bank is no longer there.
Mhm.
I can do it on my own and
Mhm.
directly send funds to you or
Mhm.
anyone else in the world. So that's generally the main purpose of cryptocurrencies, to be able to transact without the need of an intermediary or a bank.
Mhm.
And you're also able to do it at a faster rate,
Mhm.
24/7, and it's also cheaper.
Mhm.
Most times it's cheaper depending on which
Yeah.
asset you're using to do the transaction. So that's pretty much cryptocurrency.
Mhm.
There's a lot more to it than just that, of
Yeah.
course, but generally it's just a way for you to send funds to another
Got it.
person without the need of an intermediary bank.
And it has a lot of, and there's a lot of different names in the cryptocurrency business, right?
Yes.
Like Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Name
so
some of them?
cryptocurrency is like the general name of the asset class,
Okay.
or it's like the general name. It's similar to like digital assets or
Mhm.
cryptocurrencies. It's the same thing. So cryptocurrencies is a general name, and under cryptocurrencies you would have the specific assets like Bitcoin. The second crypto to be ever created, which is Ethereum, and then you have XRP,
Wow.
Solana, and you have a bunch of other cryptocurrencies that all serve a different purpose.
Mm-hmm.
However, Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency that was actually created, and it's known more of like a store of value, a digital store of value. So a lot of people like to compare it to like physical gold, but instead it's the digital form of physical gold.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is because in order to get Bitcoin, it has to be mined electronically using computers and computer programs and coding. A bunch of stuff have to happen in the background in order for the Bitcoin to be available for trading.
Oh, that's
So
what
that sounds a bit complex.
Yeah, no. And I always just make sure you're talking loud enough. And then also make sure the Bitcoin mining thing. I'm like, yeah, what was that again? Because I was like, what is mining? What is mining then, you said?
My definition might not be fully correct because
Yeah.
I'm still learning myself, but basically mining is essentially where you use computer programs to calculate, or I'm thinking of the word calculate
Uh-huh.
or solve an equation
Wow.
with code, which requires a lot of electricity in order to get it done.
Wow.
So that's why they call it mining, because you're using electricity
I see.
to solve an equation, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of electricity. So that's the process of mining. It's a lot more complex than
Right.
that, but I'm just trying to give a very
Yeah. I was
simplistic view.
wondering, yeah, what was it?
So yeah, you have to. Most cryptocurrencies have to be mined in order for them to come into circulation, specifically Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's pretty much what it is. You use computer
Wow.
programs and you mine it, and then it becomes available. And also with Bitcoin, each time you do a transaction, it has to be some codes in the background that are being solved, and then it allows for the transaction to go through. And there's a lot of other
Yeah.
There's a lot of complexity behind that.
Yeah.
but I don't want to get too complex in it because I don't
Yeah.
think the audience would fully understand.
Yeah, I was just curious. What is whole mining? Because I've always heard about, yeah, you got to mine, and I always wondered, like, what does mining mean? So are these like programmers mining it in the background, or financial gurus, or?
It doesn't have to be a programmer or a financial guru. It can be anyone. However, you need the hardware that is required to mine the actual asset.
I see.
So once you get the hardware in place and the computer in place, then you can set up whatever is needed in the background and,
Wow.
and have those computer systems actually solve these equations, which is called mining.
I got it.
In the past, you didn't need a lot of hardware because it was very easy to mine it.
Mhm.
However, as time went by, cryptocurrency became more adopted, more used by people. And there's a halving process with Bitcoin, which means every 4 years, the process to mine one Bitcoin doubles.
Really?
Yeah. So for example, if it costs $10 of electricity to mine today, 4 years from now, it's going to require twice as much electricity.
Wow.
And in the next 4 years, another twice.
Yeah.
And it just keeps doubling every 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's called the halving process, and that is debatable as to how Bitcoin has its like fundamental value,
Yeah.
because it requires real electricity to mine it, and in order for Bitcoin to come into circulation, it has to be mined, which requires real electricity, which costs real dollars.
And would you just say Bitcoin or any of those currencies? Are all of them? What's some Ethereum?
Ethereum, XRP.
Yeah. Are they all the same that need to be mined?
I don't believe all of them need to be mined.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm correct with that statement. I have not looked at all of them, so
Yeah.
I could be slightly wrong, but most of them you have to mine.
Gotcha.
Some of them I don't believe you have to mine though.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just curious because I've always heard that mining, and but I've always heard that word mining, and I'm, what is this? I really got, because I was telling you at UCCI one time, they called in a speaker to try to educate the younger people about what is it. And it was easy to, they have so much apps now, it's easy to download the apps, and then you send money. But like you were saying, right, you also got to watch your risk of being, it's easy to be scammed on there,
Yes,
right?
very, very, very easy.
Yeah.
So cryptocurrency is known for like some of the biggest frauds to have ever happened.
Wow.
Billions and billions of dollars have been
Like-
involved in fraudulent transactions.
Really?
Yeah, and that's from scamming people. For example, someone could have had a large wallet.
Yes.
A wallet is a place where you would store your cryptocurrencies.
Okay, got it.
Or it could be an exchange where
Uh-huh.
people had their trust and their assets inside. So like, I trust that this exchange is secure, so
Yeah.
I'll put my funds in here. I'll put all of my crypto investments in one area. A lot of people have done that.
Wow.
And then when those exchanges got hacked, all of the funds were lost, or a majority of it was lost, and that's fraud, right? Well, that's not intentional fraud if it's hacked
Yeah.
by someone else.
Yeah.
It's not like the person
Like it
behind
wasn't
the
like, oh, I sent you the money and you scammed it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So,
But
that
it
could
was
happen.
done by somebody.
Yes,
by
yes,
somebody.
yes. So
Yeah.
that shows the risk
Mhm.
of investing in this space. So even the platforms that you believe could be secure,
Yeah.
some of them, and a lot of them in the past, have been hacked,
Wow.
and funds have been stolen from them. And a lot of exchanges have also been involved in fraud, and they have been fined. Some of the people behind those platforms have been sent to prison because of
Wow.
fraudulent activities.
Yeah.
And these are exchanges and platforms that people trust.
Yeah. Because
So
I was wondering, like, how can some of this, like, how can so much fraud being happening, right, in people's account and all that. So one of those things is, yeah, they can do their thing and then move it to what, and people invest in those platforms. I think are trustworthy. So basically, very risky stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's ways that you could mitigate that risk. So for example, let's say you have $10,000 worth of crypto,
Right.
and that's all of the crypto that you have. Instead of keeping it on an exchange, you can put it on a self-custodied wallet, meaning you can put it on a digital wallet. So think of like a physical wallet that you would have, but the digital form, and you would be the only person in control of that wallet. So
Okay.
it's could be hacked, but it's a lot more difficult to hack it.
Right.
And that provides more security. And then there's also another where you can use a hardware wallet, which is a physical device, and you can send the crypto to that device.
A physical device.
Yes, it's like an offline wallet.
Oh, because that's why I thought all the whole digital thing was actually like all digital. Yeah, nothing where
No,
it's
you could send the digital assets to a physical device.
really
Yes, which offers more security.
okay.
Because it's a lot more difficult for someone to hack a physical device. First, they'll have to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it offers more security.
So kind of like okay, so let's make believe this is my Wise card. Let's just make believe this is my Wise WISE. I love Wise, and I think it's just well, I guess I've never heard about a lot of scamming whatever. Well, let's say it's my Wise card. You can send it to that. I mean, sorry, this could be considered what you're talking about
Like a hardware.
physical, hardware.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be in the form of a card. It would be in the
Okay.
form of like a USB device.
Okay.
Something that you stick into your computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, so it's like a USB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, just curious too. I wonder, like how long ago has this whole digital currency come about? Like
Well-
how many years ago?
It's a good question. It goes far back because behind cryptocurrency there's the technology called blockchain. And apparently that technology has been around from decades and decades ago. I
Mhm.
think in the I don't know the date, so I
Wow,
don't want to be
way
I don't wanna-
back.
yeah,
So-
but it goes way back.
So it's not something that came about 10 years ago. Further than that, you think?
Correct. However, that's just the technology behind cryptocurrency, which is the blockchain.
Okay, technology behind crypto.
Yes,
Got
but
it.
then
Okay.
cryptocurrency, from my understanding, really came to light, I think, after 2010, or
Okay.
I could be wrong, but
Okay.
it was around that time,
Mhm.
or maybe a bit before. I think it's after 2010,
Mhm.
and it really didn't get like huge adoption until like after 2014, 2017.
Mm.
And throughout that period, there's been like a lot of ups and downs in the market,
Mhm.
a lot of bankruptcies, a lot of fraudulent activities,
Yep.
a lot of criminal activity.
Mhm.
So it made the space very difficult for it to be recognized as like a legitimate asset.
Mhm.
So people were very skeptical about it.
Mhm.
Now, during 2017, there was a huge bull market where the cryptocurrency prices were just skyrocketing,
Mhm.
and there was a lot of stories about, oh, my friend made X amount of dollars, I want to do it also.
Mhm.
And then the exchanges, which are the companies that allow people to purchase these assets,
Mhm.
they started spending millions of dollars in advertisement dollars to have celebrities promote these assets,
Right.
which then got more people to buy the assets, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because they're celebrities. You figure, oh, if a celebrity does it, then we all can do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let me interrupt you there. Have we not seen, like, why do we have so much trust in it? If a celebrity does it, have we not seen, though, I think they said an average, say, basketball
Mhm.
player, where it's kind of known fact for years that these guys would be bankrupt. It used to be like 3 years after they were out of these sports and stuff because it was just throwing money everywhere. I think maybe Shaquille O'Neal, I think, is probably one that has any, what would I say, long-standing, that's not bankrupt after he came out of thing. So I don't know why we have so much trust
Trust in
in,
them.
because celebrity does it.
Yeah.
I looked around so many of their marriages and stuff. I'm like why? Just because a person is well known,
Yeah.
like why are we having such a look up to them?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like this is trustworthy. Like if they do it, because again, it's been like study after study after study, or check Mr. Google, like how many of them go bankrupt? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Celebrities, yeah. So
So it's very psychological because if you think about it, if you like someone and they're doing something that you admire or you think is cool, you're going to probably want to do the same thing. So these people that are paying to market these celebrities
Mhm.
or that are paying these celebrities to push a certain agenda or a certain idea, they know that these people are loved and admired by millions of people. And it's just the nature of us as humans to say, well, if I like this artist or if I like this football player
yeah.
and they're wearing a particular shirt, I want to wear that shirt. Or,
Yeah.
or if they're wearing a particular chain, I want to get a similar chain. Or if they're wearing Jordans, I want to wear Jordans. So these people that are paying for these campaigns, they know this.
Yeah.
So
they know that human beings do that.
Yeah, they know. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If there's a new trend of Wiz Khalifa wearing black and yellow.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to wear black
Are you
and yellow.
serious? Yeah.
And a lot of these celebrities have been used to produce millions for firms. Like Cardi B made a song, I forget, but she promoted in the song a particular brand. And the song was like a huge song, and that particular song made millions of dollars for the brand.
Are you serious?
Yes. Just because she was singing it, and she
Yeah.
used the brand name, and obviously everyone liked her. They liked the song, and they thought because it's a cool song and I like the artist
Wow.
and the product seems cool, I'll go and buy it.
Yeah.
So that's the whole concept behind getting a celebrity to push a particular message.
That's good. That's good. I always said that. I always said that. Thank you. I always said that I could probably, like for example, I said bars. Like, I'm one of those people. Like I kind of follow what the average person do. Yeah, exactly. I try to follow what the average. Yeah, these are real launching. I'm kind of person opposite. I look at what average people do and I try to go the other way because I don't want to be average. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people like I couldn't drink. Like bars could close down. Like if that's what I see everybody doing, I go the opposite direction because I see it's not working. It's then making you an average person. So like I say, even alcohol. Like people think, oh yeah, like this is so cool. Like he might have had so much drinks, and I'm like, right. And I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be an alcoholic.
I like that.
You know what I mean? I just don't want to do what everybody's doing because they're just doing what's failing out of becoming an alcoholic, possibly. So I'm not.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, so I'm not a follower at all of what the celebrities are doing. I will say this: one family I follow, but they're a Christian couple, and shout out to the Collingsworth family and the U.S. They're pretty cool. Like they've came to Cayman, so we even have greater affinity with them. They're husband, wife, 4 children. Now these 4 kids are all married, happily married. Like by the time I think they're 20, and good husbands, good wives. And now they continue to be on the road 3 months out of every year. 3 months. I think they take off 2 summers or summertime, and then special holidays, and it's working for them. And so now their children and all their a lot of their spouses and stuff are like music engineers and stuff like that. And as far as I'm concerned, they're living their American dream because, and again, don't drink, don't smoke. They're Christian people, gospel music. They get booked 3 months out of every year. And now they're teaching their grandchildren to do the same thing. So they're celebrating in the Christian world, and those people I would follow because it's working for them in a clean, wholesome way. Yeah.
That's smart. Follow the people that have the life.
Exactly. And when I don't see the side effects that I can be alcoholic doing this because everybody's drinking. I could get on drugs if everybody's smoking weed. Like, why would I want to do that? Why would I not want? Why would I want to do what's not working for somebody? You know what I mean?
That's correct.
So also another one you talked about, I know, was interactive brokers, and that was so cool. You showed quite a few of us. Well, we did it last time, and we shared it on Facebook, and quite a few people they want to sign up. And I think as an average people among us don't know how to invest. We have no idea, and where to start, and we don't know what platforms work for us. And one of those was interactive brokers, and that was so awesome. You gave me a PDF, and any of you guys who want a PDF, I have it, showing us how to open an account, and now is that the only one? And again, to Cayman Islands residents, it works for Cayman Islands residents. So if you guys are America, anywhere over the world, I guess it's all good. But this specifically works for Cayman Islands residents. Is there another one too that works?
There are probably several. However, I haven't done any research into any other ones. But if you want to consider different brokers, what you want to look for is a regulated broker.
Of course.
And you want to make sure a certain amount of funds that you invest, or a certain amount of capital, up to a certain limit, is insured. So, for example, the last time I checked, Interactive Brokers insure up to $500,000.
Wow.
So
if that company go bad,
and you have under $500,000,
you should cover it. Got it.
So you just want to make sure they're regulated. Make sure it's an international broker. Do your research on them and see if there's some sort of insurance in case something bad happens.
Correct. Yeah.
I haven't looked into many other ones, but I have friends who use different brokers. And
here in Cayman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think a friend of mine uses Charles Schwab.
Oh,
No, I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
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 I'm
yeah,
not sure.
yeah.
I just stick to what works for me.
Yeah, exactly. I
And-
remember them. I did years
Yeah.
ago.
But interactive brokers works fine for me, so I stick with that.
Wow.
And they're regulated, they're insured, and that's personal what I use. I'm not telling anyone else to use that, but
Correct.
that's just what I use,
Yeah.
and it works fine for me.
And I'm glad we are kind of all getting over this myth that's, oh, no, remember before, I think the reality was before you had to have thousands to online to invest in a lot of these online platforms, right? Now you could do it with $5,
Yeah,
a lot of them, right?
correct. Yeah,
And
yeah. You can send $100 if you want to interactive brokers to invest
Wow.
into stocks. Though I
50
or $50, yeah. But
yeah.
I wouldn't send that little because
Yeah.
you have to do a wire transfer, and then there's a wire transfer fee.
Oh,
Which is like $50.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
send a few $100s.
Yeah.
However, you don't have to send a few hundred if you don't have it. You can
Mhm.
use cheaper ways of sending funds like TransferWise.
Yeah. TransferWise, I like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
really, you can start with any amount, and let's just say you send $500 there. You could make an investment of $10 if you feel like.
Right.
You'd be left with $490, and you can decide what you want to do with the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no minimum amount.
And so let's just say you have kids and you want to teach them from a young age about investing. So, and of course you got to be over 18 to have a platform, right? I mean to be,
As far as I know, yes.
Right.
As far as I know, I haven't looked into it for like minors.
yeah, most
Or
of them, yeah,
juniors.
most of them are under 18. But which means, say you want to teach your kid how to start like investing from a young age.
Mhm.
So, say, let's just say they want $5 invest. That probably wouldn't make sense because of the transfer fee, right? Or in the
It-
States, can
It wouldn't make sense, you mean?
yeah, for five, to put in five. Let's just say your 10-year-old
Mhm.
wants to put in $5. Would that work?
It would work, yes, but he would not be able to send he could, but it wouldn't make sense to send a wire for $5.
Right, exactly. That's what
Correct.
I'm saying.
Correct.
For the
Because the fee would be more than the actual wire transfer.
exactly. Yeah. Can you
Uh,
invest? Can you get it sent to your account another way than the wire? Like, could you put off your credit card? Can you fund it with a say credit card? Or you never checked on that one yet?
Only with Wise. I'm not sure if you can use a credit card to do it.
Okay.
Not from what I've seen.
Got it.
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
So you'd have to
But-
kind of fund Wise.
Mhm.
You would have to kind of put your money on Wise and then get Wise to send it to Interactive Brokers then?
Yes, that's one option. Or you can just do a wire transfer. What I like to do is I like to wait until I have a certain amount of funds.
Right.
Usually if it's over 500, I would do a wire.
Yeah.
Most times at $500 I'm using Wise, but if it's like over 1,000, then I would just do a wire because it's worth it.
Okay.
If it's over 1,000, I'm going to do a wire. If it's less, I'm going to use TransferWise just because it's cheaper.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I mean,
Because of cost, like so because what I'm trying to do is like think about the little person who want to inspire their little kid to start doing it $25. So Wise, so you guys might have heard of Wise Money Transfer.
Mhm.
And yes, the working came on. Yes, I got a debit card. It's like awesome. I
yeah,
got a debit card on it. I got it, and so yeah, that would work like you said. If it's
Mhm.
under, say you want to send under 1,000 or under 500,
yeah.
use Wise and get your Wise. Fund your Wise from your bank account or what I use to fund Wise. I connect my debit card to Wise, right? And then of course I have to make sure that my Wise, my debit card is tied to my bank account,
Mhm.
right? Or if it's not tied, then I would put money from if my debit card is not tied to my bank account, I then transfer money to my debit account and then make sure to fund the debit account Wise from my debit account. So somewhere the money has to be coming
Yeah,
from.
well, that's a little confusing because your debit card by default is tied to your.
Oh,
bank
good,
account.
great, good,
Yeah,
excellent.
So
That helped a lot of people understand that. Great.
yeah, so once you open the Wise account, you would link your debit card to your Wise account.
Ah, got
Then
it.
then you fund your Wise account with your debit card,
Excellent.
and then the funds from the Wise account, you can use your Wise card to send it to Interactive Brokers.
Excellent.
Or
Yeah.
not the card itself, but you can use the Wise platform.
Yeah, usually because I think on Interactive Brokers it asks you, right? It gives you an option.
Yes, how do you want to deposit?
Yes.
Wire transfer or Wise?
Right. Do
And
they
you
say
can just-
MasterCard, Visa too? I can't remember. I know I said that
I,
while.
I don't think they
couldn't
do.
remember.
I don't think they do.
Wow.
The last time I checked, I don't recall seeing it there. But it gives you the option for Wise, so you can click deposit with Wise,
Exactly.
and that's how you can make a deposit.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, if a parent was encouraging a kid to invest, and they have $5 or $10 or $15 saved from doing chores or whatever it may be, I think it's smarter to just have them save it until it reaches $100 or $200, and then think about investing it. Because that $5 is just a minimum amount. It's very small.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it's good to encourage them to save first.
Yes.
Once it reaches a certain amount, then they can invest it.
Right.
Because it's a good practice to invest only what you could afford to lose.
Correct.
So if they only have $5, you know, they don't want to invest the only
Yeah.
$5 that they have, right?
Yeah.
Because then it gets very psychological.
Yeah.
So a parent should encourage the kids to save until they get to a certain amount and then invest a percentage of that amount. So if they can save, for example, say $300, maybe invest 40% of it. I mean, as a kid, you might not really need it. You might want to buy some stuff, so that's fine. But with the difference, save some and invest some. That's what I would say.
Yeah, just kind of get them around that little thing of, oh, I'm an investor at 10 years old. You know what I mean?
That's a good that's a good place to start too, because many times when it works out, if you're patient and you see the $100 that you invest grow, it encourages you and makes you want to learn more. And then as you get older, you have more experience, you have more education, and then you feel like taking bigger risks, which doesn't feel so much riskier because you have the experience and the knowledge. But you feel like taking more risk, using more capital, and then you tend to become more fortunate if things work out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So starting young is very good, and as a long-term investor, the longer the duration that you have, the longer time, it usually works out in your favor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The longer you hold an investment for, if it's a
Because
if
it's
a
going
good
to go up and
investment,
down.
it's gonna go up and down.
Yeah.
But if it's a good growing investment,
Yeah.
like a solid like a company we're speaking of, if it's a company that's growing, like Apple, for example,
Yeah.
every year they make new phones, they have new services, they have a loyal customer base, they can raise prices every year and we'll still pay it.
Correct.
So like a company like that, it's very unlikely for them to not keep growing. So if you invest in a company like that and you're patient and you wait, you know, you feel very incentivized to want to invest more or learn more about investing. But the first step though is to learn. That's the first investment. So if you have $5 or $10, the first investment is buy an investment book, read it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
right?
that's the best step.
Excellent idea.
Everyone always say, what should my first investment be? And it should be knowledge. Purchase a book, read the book,
That's a good
learn
idea.
about investments, and that's what I did before I actually started to put more funds into stocks. I read a book.
Just what, Dummy Investor for Dummy on Amazon or?
No, I read a book by Mary Buffett, which is Warren Buffett's daughter-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, so she was sharing like some insights that she got from the Christmas dinners that she had with the family of Warren Buffett,
Okay.
and how they would look at stocks, what they would look for, what they wouldn't look for. So she added a lot of that in the book, and also like how to interpret financial statements. In other words, how to look at a company and see if it's profitable
Wow.
or if it's using its funds in a negative way.
And she actually broke all that down in the book?
Correct.
Are you serious?
Yes. And the book is not a difficult book to read. There were some sections in the book that were pretty hard for me to like wrap my head around. But it's a great book. It shows you how to find good companies and not companies that are like here today and gone tomorrow.
Wow.
Right? Because Warren Buffett generally invests into companies that he believes have like a strong reputation, a strong brand, loyal customers, and companies he believed will be here forever, basically. So she teaches that
So
concept.
she kind
as
of
well.
learned from him,
Yes.
learned from him being around dinner tables, and that's what you talk about,
yes.
right?
She was married to his son as well, so
Okay.
she got the family wisdom from being around the family, I guess.
Wow.
And she put some of that into the book. So that was my first book on actual stock investing.
Wow.
And
Amazon, you just bought it on Amazon, I guess.
and
or
this is a
something like
research investment book. And I saw that one on Amazon. I looked at the reviews and then I purchased that book. And
that? Wow.
investing is similar to like going on Amazon and making a purchase. You look at a product, and you see 10 different products
Yes.
that are similar.
Yes.
You look at the reviews, you go on YouTube, you look at videos, you do a bunch of research behind that one product before you decide to make a purchase.
Exactly.
Investments is the same thing. You look at a company, then you see a bunch of other companies that are similar.
Yeah.
You review those companies, you
Yeah.
go on YouTube, you look at videos about those companies,
Mm-hmm.
and then after all of your research into those companies, you find the one that you think is the best company and you invest into it.
Wow.
So it's,
interesting.
Yeah. But a
The
lot
only
of,
thing is, sorry,
okay.
you gotta kind of learn the platform too, right? And for any of you guys, like at first I was just totally overwhelmed. I'm like, where do we start? Like this is something I don't have an analytic mind. Like I don't like having to, like I don't have the patience. Like watch, is it up? Is it down?
Yeah.
Years ago, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of embarrassing to say. Years ago, I put like 2,000 US into. I can't even remember which one it was. Yeah, it must be 20 years ago because I'm like, I want to invest. So I just put it in there, and it fell all the way down to like $200-300 bucks. And I'm like, I'm selling. And I told my friends, and he was like, leave it, Jackie, it's gonna come back up. South African friend of mine, he's like, just leave it. It's just because it goes up and down. I'm like, no, before I let it go, my $283 is left. I'm gonna sell it. I didn't, took it out money. And I'm like, so I didn't have nobody to teach, and that's why, again, we want to create this platform to tell people it has ups and downs. And what I like about when you told me about it, the gentleman I was telling you is they're like, listen, buy it. There's something that you can afford, like 500 or 200, you can afford to lose. Buy it and just don't even look at it. And I put that on there, and I never even look back. I just know I subscribe to Interactive Brokers account. Like they have email stuff, and so I guess it's enough of my kind of reminding me, oh, I have that account there, because they send you with us once a month, whatever. So, but yeah, that's one advice I would say to anybody that's new at it. Like, just make sure it's a little bit money you can play with, and just leave it. Because the guy was saying the same thing. It's very emotional. Oh, my stock's gone down, man. Look how much you lost. I wish I took my friend's advice. This must have been at least 15 years ago. I wish I had just took his advice and said, leave it, and just I'll come back up. I didn't.
Yeah. Do you remember what company that was?
No, I do not remember. It's like right at it's just right on the tip of my tongue. Even with the company was an online brokerage company that I could use here in Cayman.
No, I mean the company that you
I know
invested in.
Exactly, and I don't even remember that. I didn't. I wish now.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, but since having met you through our MEC, Men Empowerment Cayman, and you were into that financial space, like it awakened my zeal, I guess, for saying, how do we start talking about this stuff? How do we educate other people? How do we get other young people? Because, I think you and I just saw what happened. We were at a coffee shop, and it was like shocking. These kids on their phones, and they're just TikToking and playing, and I'm like, so much time is wasted, and I think it's leading to a lot of crime. It's proven causing a lot of crime and suicide and so much stuff in young people. Like, they want to be known. Like, so how can we not teach them to invest or put some time into learning something valuable, like investing into real estate or whatever, versus just dancing up on TikTok. Like how does that pay your bills? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it does for some people.
well, there you go again. If you can get an audience, I found that about TikTok, because I'm there. I wasn't going to be there. You know what made me go on TikTok? When we did the swearing-in ceremony for our new government, I did a video. It was a gospel. It was so awesome. It was a gospel song they were singing. Can't even remember it right now. But it was a gospel song they were singing at the swearing-in ceremony, and I shared that on Facebook, on TikTok. Wow! And that song got 6,000 views, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe TikTok is a platform. I thought it was just people on Dance App all the time, but I'm like, no, other people do want, and I'm shocked at the amount of, like Christian guys, like your age and stuff, just talking about the Bible and doing funny videos. But for example, I see this one girl, she went in front of Bentley. I was telling a friend of mine, she was showing her Bentley, and she was like, Bentley. Like, this was so, and this guy had a Bible, right? And he was like, Bible. But he was so funny about it, like, it really made you laugh. And I'm like, no. And he got like 1.2 million followers. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, people are following based on even Christian stuff that I would have never thought people would do it, right? So yes, once you build an audience on anywhere, then you can start advertising, or you can start putting your product out there. Maybe you guys are good at teaching how to make cassava cake, or do whatever. Once you build an audience, then you can start having a product or service, something you want to teach, or an advertiser or insurance company, whatever, So
audience is very important, and it's also good because you get to add value to people as well.
Exactly,
so
right?
It's not like a self-centered thing.
Exactly.
When you have an audience, journalists, because you're doing entertainment or education, or you're providing some sort of value that people enjoy or people need. So having an audience is a good thing.
Yeah.
because you know you help other people,
Exactly.
which is
My
good.
concept of it though at first was like, oh goodness, great, this is just a bunch of people TikToking and dancing and all that, right? But when I saw that, I'm like, oh no. And then unfortunately, and that's something maybe our government of finance need to work at though. What's very unfortunate, like a lot of platforms do not have Cayman Islands in the drop. So like I couldn't have a TikTok shop.
Mhm.
I can have build my audience, which I have now, and you can put advertisement, or if you have your own T-shirts to sell, or your
Mhm.
service that you know how to do, or you can be teaching people about, yeah, so you can build an audience there. But I don't find that, but you can't have a TikTok shop,
Okay.
like, which is, I don't know if that's, I think TikTok is Chinese, whatever.
Mhm.
So in the US you can. So that's another thing I would love to see our Minister of Finance and stuff, or whoever's responsible, like, how do we get these platforms, how do we get Cayman Islands on the drop down list to open up that space for more people online? Because I think you've seen what AI is going to do, take out away a lot of jobs. So why not like Amazon? If I want to become an Amazon seller, I could become an Amazon affiliate and promote some of their products. But I can't be a seller where I can put all my products online and sell it
Yeah.
if you're in the Cayman Islands. So thankfully Etsy does. Etsy, but you gotta have a UK passport, UK number. So my point is still all in the financial niche we're talking about here. I wish that our government needs to do, and I say our government, I'm not a person, everything is a government, but it needs somebody, I think, higher up to get to these platforms and say, hey, Cayman Islands is legitimate, trying to work by all of the financial, anti-money laundering, all the bad stuff, and try to keep a clean record. Like, how can you get Cayman Islands to be added to these platforms so people can be a TikTok seller, have a shop, have an Amazon seller, have, you know, all these things. Shopify, they allow Cayman Islands, but a lot of platforms so people can make money off of platforms legitimately. Because yeah, you don't need to be just dancing up. You can be just simply talking about how to invest and how build an audience. You know. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm sure there's probably ways of getting around.
Yeah,
and still getting money from the platforms though.
Right.
But that's a good idea.
But I wondered if it was just, I wondered why, I am assuming it's just because, Cayman Islands was so small that a lot of people never heard about it, but now it's big in the financial space, so it should no longer be.
It's very big in the financial
Yeah,
space.
no, so I'm like, what's going on there? Somebody said, no, they think it's because of taxes, but then no, I have Bahamian friends that says, you know, they don't pay income tax either, but they're there. I think does Jamaica pay income tax? I think.
I believe so.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not too sure.
So let's talk also about budgeting. Let's end with the budgeting. So with
Sure.
budgeting too, also, and I'll be honest, I spent so much money trying to learn QuickBooks.
QuickBooks, okay.
I made somebody out like sweating, literally sweating when you see what's going on. Trying to have someone teach me how to put like if I even spent money on a drink,
Yeah.
I would try to put all my income.
Yeah,
well, of
yeah.
course, all your income because you know what you're making with a salary or whatever. Expenses was hard to track. I tried to keep check on, and I did QuickBooks, and then I was getting the reports back, but I
Yeah.
couldn't read the reports because I don't have an accounting background.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no way.
Too much.
Exactly, too much, because I'm like, I'm putting everything in, I'm reading, getting reports, but like, what's that report?
Yeah.
Net profit, net loss, I could get that, everything else I could. So thank God, somebody showed me Google Sheets.
Yes. That's what I use as well.
Really?
Yes.
And you find that simple enough, right?
Very, very simple.
Yeah.
I have a template for budgeting
Yeah.
that I got from a website, I believe it's called vertex.com. So they give you like a lot of different templates, like business templates, profit and loss templates, budgeting templates, almost any template financial that you need. So I went on there and I looked at a few different budgeting templates, and I found the easiest one for me. This was years ago before I had more of a financial understanding, and this is actually where my financial understanding started, by
Really?
figuring out my personal finance.
Yeah, like what are you spending?
Yeah, what's
Eating
coming
out.
in, what's going
Yeah.
out. Very,
Yeah.
very straightforward.
Yeah.
How much do I have left after I pay all of my bills?
Mhm.
And after I make my savings, and after I make my investments, what's left, right?
Yeah,
Do I have any left? Can
Yeah.
I make any investments? Can I spend this much, right? So
right. So you found a template
I found a template in
on,
budgeting,
Okay.
which is personal finance.
okay,
And the reason I found a template for this is because I started working, and then when I would get paid, I would realize that I would spend my money and I wouldn't know where
Where
it was
did it
going.
go? Yeah.
So quickly I said to myself, okay, let me track my income.
Okay.
And there's a saying, whatever you track tends to grow.
Yeah. Exactly.
I believe in that as
Yeah.
well, which is true. So anyway, I started to track it and I used this template that I found online. And it's very straightforward. You would put like your income,
Mm-hmm.
then you would put how much you spend on housing
Mm-hmm.
or rent or mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
utilities, maintenance for the house, whatever.
Mhm.
It's different for everyone.
Yeah. So template came kind of with all this probably even added
Yes,
in.
all of
You
this
just
is
had
there.
it
Yeah.
filled in. Yeah.
All
Like
of this is
water,
there.
electricity,
Yes,
car.
correct.
I loved it.
And
But-
it's on Google Sheets, so you're also able to like
oh, it's
go
on
in there.
Google Sheets.
It's a template that connects with Google Sheets.
Oh, sorry. It connect you because I haven't seen one there.
I can share it with you.
Please do, yeah.
But yeah,
because
so-
I've had Google Sheets and they're pretty, I guess. But again, everything's already like
Yeah, everything is done.
yeah. But
Everything
so
is
the
done.
one you did, you took that and you imported it into Google Sheets.
Correct. Well,
Or
I just
uploaded
clicked
to
open. It's already like formatted for Google Sheets. So
Okay.
when I go onto the website and I find the template I like, there's a button that says open in Google Sheets. So I just click that button and
Oh.
it imports it by itself.
Really?
Yeah, and then I just save it. I start to amend it according to my finances, and yeah, each month I just duplicate it.
Because how I do it each
For the
time, I
next
go in
one.
my email address, and then it has, I think, like Google Drive, YouTube, everything with Google, and then it has one, yeah, like you can have spreadsheet or you can have, just Google Sheets. And, but you're saying, do you import that into that little,
Yes.
I call it Google Drive, where everything from Google
Yeah,
is there.
it's a Google
Kind of
Drive.
attached to your email.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, got it.
So maybe I will send you the link. You can
Yeah,
share,
yeah, exactly.
You can
I'll
share
share
with your
that,
audience.
exactly.
What-
Because the one I use too is like, it's Google Sheets, but then, if yours is even fancier, but I like it because again, it comes with how much you're spending on travel.
Yes.
Your utility bill,
Yes.
your electricity, CUC. So all I did was tweak it to add in CUC, Chemical Water Company,
Yeah.
and then under everyday expenses, this is like, of course, like I'm actually proud of myself, and I encourage you guys to do it. It's so awesome because you put in what you're spending on your hair. Like if I go to hairdresser, I do that. If I eat out, I have another place for entertainment. Like right now, if I spent $4 on that, that's gonna go into my entertainment category
Yes.
because it's eating out, right?
Yes.
And then it also has like your health insurance, or what do you do with insurance? And I like property insurance, and then like say mortgage or rent.
Groceries. Yeah.
Groceries. Oh man, I have got mine. I'm so proud of. I have got mine fine tuned so well in groceries.
Yes.
I used to do, because I'm like, how do people afford this? When I spend like $500 a month on groceries, I'm like, what happens to people that have children? So, but I am like, how can I cut my bill down? So what I do now at the supermarket, I try to always remember take cash instead of 20 cents again. So I'll take, like if I have dish liquid, lotion, hair stuff, I will pay for that first, so like the cashier thing. I'll pay for that first,
Yeah.
and then the rest groceries.
Okay.
And that way, so I'll call these sundries or personal, or say if it's deodorant, whatever, right?
Yes, yes.
I will call that sundries or hygiene products, whatever.
Okay.
And then my groceries, stuff that I actually eat, is then considered groceries. So
I
I
like that.
make 2 different payments when I go to the cashier,
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how do I cut down this grocery bill? Because I think it's big. Everyone's, that's what you spend? And I'm like, yeah, and I think I'm being quite frugal, kind
Yeah.
of, But I try to eat healthy. I really try to eat healthy.
Groceries are pretty pricey. So
Yeah.
that's a realistic number.
Yeah.
For me, I just include everything on the groceries. If it's at the supermarket, whatever it is, besides from like daily lunch,
Yeah.
I consider it to be groceries. Lunch,
You do?
yeah,
And I separate that too. Yeah, like if I go and have a deli lunch,
yes.
I would put that on. I put that every day, but that's lunch. That's
Correct.
not daily because
Correct.
it's kind of
Correct.
helping me understand this
Correct.
and look what you're spending on eating out lunch versus if you cook for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And the beautiful thing about this is, before you spend, you know exactly what you're going to spend because you do the budget. So how it works and how I believe it should work is, prior to you getting paid, what you want to do is pull up your budget,
Mm-hmm.
put what you expect to come in. So that's your anticipated or your forecasted pay. And then you put all of your anticipated expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So I anticipate this month I'm going to pay $20,000 for my penthouse.
Yeah.
I expect that I'm going to pay $2,000 for this particular bill, or whatever the expenses
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
You put what you anticipate to pay for transportation, housing, groceries,
Mhm.
savings, obligations, debt servicing, and then when you actually get paid, you put the number in, and when you actually cover these expenses, you put those expenses in, and then you can see, okay, did I go over on my
Yeah.
groceries this month, or did I go under, or did I overspend in this area or underspend? And that helps you in advance take care of the following month,
Yeah.
so you can feel comfortable, like, okay, I'm at ease. I don't have to worry about not having enough funds before I get paid again,
Yeah.
because I have a budget and I know exactly where my funds are
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm comfortable. So that's the first step of like taking care of your finances. So if you want your income to grow, you have to first track it,
True.
right? So once you start tracking it, you become better at tracking it. You also realize that you become better at reading finances, because an income statement, a personal income statement, is a little similar to a financial income statement.
I gotcha.
It's just a financial income statement has a lot more complexities to it. But at least you have the fundamental knowledge of understanding income, expenses, net.
Yeah, exactly,
gross,
right?
So
Because you don't have to be, yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to be an accountant to
Yeah.
understand you have income,
Yeah.
whether it's a salary or whether you have your personal, and you have expenses,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
stuff you spend.
yeah,
So anything more than that complicated, I can't get.
yeah,
Profit and
yeah,
loss,
yeah. And you don't need
So
to. You don't need to go.
anyone,
Yeah,
exactly.
you don't need to go beyond it.
Yeah.
But if you ever do decide to go beyond like just personal finance, doing your budget gives you a good fundamental start, because you get a good concept of income, expenses. So, but
Yeah.
you don't need to go beyond it. But
Yeah.
you should always be doing your personal budgeting, because it's just difficult when you're always swiping your card
Exactly.
to not go over
Exactly.
the correct amount, or it's
Exactly.
very easy to keep swiping your card
Exactly.
and end up with no more money
Yeah.
left, right?
So what I do too, and I got this idea from Dave Ramsey, the envelope system, right? I will take, because I know the $500 from it, I will take an envelope and just go ahead and get. It's only some months catch me overboard where I didn't get to the ATM machine, which now I like perks because they have the ATM machine right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like swiping and I'm like, 20 cents, man, 20 cents. And now these banks have now two of moved where they'll charge you for, when I looked, it was probably like, one time I looked at like $13. So if you have a business account, $10 to have the account, then $1.50 for electronic transfers, and then another fee on the,
Yeah, each time you swipe, it could
20
have changed.
cents.
It's 20 cents
yeah,
plus, I think it's 25 plus 30 cents. It's a government stamp duty and a bank fee involved. I'm not sure the amount, but I think both fees total to 55 cents. I don't really care about it too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because in my budget, I have a section for bank fees. So,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
I anticipate the fees coming
Yeah.
up,
yeah.
and yeah, it's not an issue at all. But yeah,
But for people strict on a budget, I would say, because people's like, oh yeah, girl, I don't have no money to even go to the Kimpton and have coffee. I'm like, honey, like if you just save that $5, you know what I mean, over 1 month on all the fees,
Yeah.
you can then treat yourself to have
Yeah.
another atmosphere and have coffee, because you're like, oh, okay, man, it's so hard, and you can't even wine or dine a little bit, or well, I don't drink wine at all, but you know, have a sit down area,
Yeah.
and I'm like, just watch what you're spending out. I have
Yeah.
a guy now that's actually, no, but never call his name. He's actually an accountant, and he goes to the bank and pay his fees, strata fees each month, and I'm like, why are you doing that? And he's like, because I don't like fees. I'm like, but isn't it cost you more than $1.50 to go and pay? He's like, well, I go to lunch anyhow, and I'll just pay it then.
yeah,
So I'm like, yeah, for me, no.
yeah. Well, I
Um,
personally don't mind those small, minor fees.
Yeah,
It's sometimes for me it's the convenience.
yeah, true.
If I have to pay $1 and I get the convenience,
Yeah.
I'll just pay the $1.
Yeah, because time is money, right?
Exactly. If I
Yeah.
have to run to the bank, go to the ATM just to save, or go to the teller just to save $2, the time that it took me
Yeah,
to get
exactly,
there is
exactly. And the
it-
gas.
Yes, and the gas.
But then
So,
like, oh, I go into the bank.
Yeah, so
anyhow.
the time is worth a lot more than the $2 I would
Exactly.
save. So for me personally,
Yeah.
the small minor fees, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Even like sometimes going to like an ATM,
Mm-hmm.
if like the ATM is right here and I have to be somewhere at a certain time, and it's gonna cost me $3 at this ATM and $0 at this ATM,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more convenient to go to the
Yeah.
$3 ATM, I'll still go to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's worth paying for
Yeah,
convenience. That's
yeah,
my view on it.
Yeah.
So only if it's a small amount. If it's a significant amount now, then I have to say, okay, well, let me just take a few more minutes and save. But if it's a small amount, then for me the convenience is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
There was something I was gonna add to on the topic of budgeting. I don't remember what it is.
I know
Here's
mine. I
others
meant
gonna have
to
it
go to
statement.
exactly mine too, and I'm like, what was I was going to say? It was a question. So
No,
next time you probably like write down notes sometime because I like.
But
I was
I've personally been budgeting from, I would probably say at least 6 years now.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, using the same Excel sheet. Can you imagine?
Really? Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry, that's wrong. I've been budgeting maybe about 4 years using the same sheet.
Wow.
I've used different forms of budgeting in
Yeah.
the past,
Yeah.
but the one that I have now, I've had about for maybe 4 years.
Does it give you a good summary at the end? Then, like when you do expense versus yeah, and
Well, for me,
expense versus income.
Yeah.
At the end of the month.
yeah, it shows what's left over.
Okay.
Yeah, it shows what's left
Mine
over.
don't. Mine don't. Not the one I use do not.
But the challenge that I have is not much of a challenge. It's more of like being organized. So like, let's say I'm finished this month now, and I'm
Mhm.
creating a new sheet for the next month,
Mm-hmm.
and I have extra funds left over in this month.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to figure out how do I put it on the next sheet. Like,
Oh,
where do I account for it?
yeah.
So-
well, you look at that as an income then again. For example.
Well, what I'm doing now is I'm taking that and putting it into like a separate sheet for savings. So now I have a net worth sheet.
Okay.
So I have like an income statement, which is
Mhm.
when I get paid, that tracks the income and my expenses. And I also have like another sheet, which is the net worth sheet, which keeps track of what's in my savings, what's in my
Okay.
stock account,
Okay.
what's in my crypto account, if I have any land, how much is the land worth.
Yeah.
So it just gives you like a net worth.
Mhm.
And also within that sheet, I have like certain goals. Like this is how much I want my surplus income to be. So
Okay.
it's in there. So that is pretty helpful. So when I have any savings that's left over, any surplus
I get that.
that's not invested, I would put it onto the other sheet.
Does the sheet show you? So it show you monthly, but like if you wanted to then look at the whole year kind of thing.
The
Are
one
you
that
able?
I have doesn't.
No, it just
no.
monthly, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
monthly.
Yeah.
But for me, I prefer it to be monthly.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm putting everything, the surplus that I have left over, I'm putting it on the net worth
Yeah.
sheet. But having it annually would be nice because it could show me where
Yeah, exactly.
all the
yeah.
money I wasted. went.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I do like the one I have. It shows you
Annually
the
is
total
nice, yeah.
year. Yeah.
But I'm sure
Every month. Yeah.
I'm sure I could incorporate it to be annually.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for years now, and I just never needed it to be
Really.
annually.
I had to.
Maybe that might change though. But for now, it's
Yeah.
fine like this.
Kind of. Then you see, oh, what did I spend this year
Yes.
on? See, you see,
Yeah.
what did I spend this year on going out? What did I spend this year on travel? The one I'm trying, you put it in monthly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the one annually, and for some reason I didn't like that. But I was gonna tell you too. Yeah, and there it's a Excel spreadsheet. So and didn't even do Excel in high school. When I came out of high school in 1981, computers were just coming in.
Okay.
So I didn't even know nothing about computers. So trust me, honey, I've had to spend a lot. Just like teach me this, teach me this, teach me this, and anyway, so how to get this guy? There was none on the Excel template that I used. There was none for investments.
Mhm.
So I'm like, hey, how can I expand this to make it on investment? So now I have an investment thing, and I'm like, okay, my little interactive brokers account, 500.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and I just got it parked there, and like took your advice. And the other guy, he was like, listen, don't get emotional. Put that there and just forget about it.
Yeah,
Don't be going
yeah.
on and looking at it.
Yeah, and on your budget too, you could have a section that is for investments. So you
Uh-huh.
can put a certain percentage of what you make for investing. So it can be 5%, 10%.
Oh, you mean on that template you used then?
Yeah. So for me, like on my template, each month I have a small percentage,
Oh,
or
okay.
I have a percentage that changes each month,
Yeah.
depending on different reasons.
Yeah.
And whatever that amount is, I would invest it. But
Wow.
I'm already anticipating that next month I'm going to make an investment, or
Yeah.
I'm going to put something aside to make an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to use one of them. I'd like to see one of those that Dave Ramsey do again too. But he was like telling people, he was like, yeah, do you know if you put in like $100 each month, like I don't know if he just he has an app or whether he'd done the pre-calculations ahead of time.
Mhm.
And he's like, hey, I think it was one example, like if you put in $100 at age 20,
Mhm.
what it was like an example. I think it was like $500,000 at age 75, something like that. And I'm
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah?
That's crazy. Yeah.
so I wonder if that's his app or he just again did or
It's probably just a calculation.
yeah, exactly. The Microsoft nowadays everything you can do with AI now too. Though you don't even need these apps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can probably put it in and not say ChatGPT. What if I put in $100 at age 20? What would it be? You know, so that's telling you
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah.
But I'd like to have a chart to see the chart so you can kind of show people. I would like to, do another video on that. Just kind of like yeah, here's what happens when you, because so many people, they're like, I think people, and it's expensive, but I think people constantly complain about how expensive it is, but yet I see some people, it's just sad, I see some people that cry about how expensive it is, and yet they have alcohol. They have an alcohol budget, you know what I mean?
A dining budget or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's not even a budget, but you go to their house and you see a whole little area, and I don't think they have a budget like me and you would right now. But you go to their house in a little area, and that's their little alcohol, and that's why I call it the little alcohol. I probably might want to call it the little alcohol platform. And I'm like, so don't tell me how expensive it is. Like you can't find money because if you ever look at how much you spend there on alcohol per month. What if you took that $50 or $100 or like you said, save it for, if you only have $50 each month, save it 2-3 months, save it up, and then make the wire transfer or Wise, whatever. It will just be amazing, and that's why I think.
And it adds up over time to a lot, yeah. It does, yeah.
And if you think what alcohol does to you, not what you're spending, but socially, health-wise, and it's like you pouring money into an investment. The same thing, alcohol. Let's just use that because we're on that topic. The more you do that every month, and every special, or they're like, oh no, just special event, year in and year out, you're actually building up to an alcohol investment. Believe it or not, but it's not just money, but addiction, and it's just your portfolio of alcohol. Like people don't look at it like that. They're like, oh, I just gonna have a drink, but I'm like, you just don't understand what you're building.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you're speaking on alcohol. I met a gentleman this year. He owns a alcohol fund, and a fund is basically an investment vehicle that allows people to pool their capital and make investment with. So like, maybe let me re-explain it.
But he calls it an alcohol fund?
It's an alcohol fund, which is basically a fund or a vehicle that pools money from different investors, and they take all of that capital and they make investments with it.
But what do he call the alcohol?
Because he invests in whiskey.
Oh.
Yeah. He invests in whiskey. He's done pretty well. I would never mention his name, of course, but
that's what he gets people that invest in that fund, which is whiskey.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Whiskey, spirits, and stuff. And
okay, got it.
He's done exceptionally well.
I thought it was gonna be like, say, hey, what you guys are gonna spend on alcohol? We're gonna call it an alcohol fund.
No, it's actual fun.
You're gonna use this one. It's $50.
They own alcohol businesses. They sell to companies in India and different places in the world. And they make a lot of money doing that as well.
I can't see how they don't.
Everyone wants to buy alcohol, right?
Yeah, a lot of people like to drink.
So for me, I'd like to be on the other side.
Yeah.
I would like to have the fun, and you guys can purchase for me or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But
well, I just don't. Anything to do with alcohol and stuff like that. I'm like, I just think there's so much other. Investments that empowers humanity. That don't have the side risk, like that's why we go back to crypto again. We talked about crypto earlier, and I think just to kind of make people know like what it is and all this. But I would never invest in it. I think it's risky, and then I just think the risk is it can be used for bad. It's just like AI, right? Yeah. It can be used for bad, and thank God do I understand. I think now they're hiring people here in the financial space and stuff that can watch for how those cryptocurrencies are used and not in a bad way. And so I heard they're trying to police the situation, and that's a good thing. Yeah, because
a lot of the crypto space is changing now, but for a very long time it has been unregulated. Yeah. So it's just been like we can do whatever we want to do. Let's just get celebrities to promote these coins, and we get all sort of different investors to come in. Once they start buying, we'll start selling. Yeah. But it's becoming more regulated now. It's becoming a lot more regulated. Like
I've met people here in the financial space that say, no, we're watching this in the background. We're having to regulate this. Otherwise, then you're gonna have a serious problem. Where everybody's trying to run away from drug money, laundering, terrorist money. So if they're policing it. Yeah.
And as far as like investments, I think for anyone to like actually want to make an investment, they have to understand the importance. Like, why should I be investing? Because just because I'm doing it might not be enough of a reason for you to do it. Correct. But if you understand the reason why you should make an investment, then I think it sparks something inside of you to make you say, okay, let me learn more about this. Let me find if this is something I can be good at, or maybe let me find the easiest way I can do this without spending too much time doing it. Because there's different ways for each person when it comes to investments. But to actually make an investment, you need to know the importance of it. And investments is very important because if you just understand the way that money works, over time, a dollar is worth less in the future than it is today. Like, for example,
because of inflation.
Because of inflation.
Because of inflation.
Yeah, so like today this might be $1.50. In 5 years this might be $1.75.
Yeah.
So the value of my money today is going to be less 5 years from now.
If you're just saving it.
Correct. If all you're doing is just putting it in the bank. Yeah, which they'll charge fees on. And it's the same thing with land. Like a land might be worth 100,000 today. 5 years from now, it might be worth 300,000. So what $100,000 could have got you today, in 5 or 3 years, you would need 3 times that amount to get the same product.
All because of inflation, right?
All because of inflation and appreciation with assets. So you want to be owning assets that go up in value.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the dollar that you have today in the future goes down in value.
So if you're just saving it.
If you're just saving,
exactly.
Assuming that you just put it in the bank.
What do you, sorry to interrupt you there, because that's something I always wondered. What do you think is causing, I mean, I know one of the causes, but what do you think causes inflation?
Inflation is caused by a lot of things.
That's what I thought.
It could be, in my opinion, it can be money printing. So if the government prints more money, that could cause inflation.
Which happens in the US, right?
Yeah, like in COVID, the government gave everyone, I don't know if it was everyone, but they gave a large portion of the population stimulus check.
Yeah, in the US.
Yeah, and it's caused by the way people spend. So if the behavior in spending changes, it causes inflation to change. And for example, during COVID, when the government issued stimulus checks, all of a sudden there was more demand for the same amount of products, but the supply never changed. So for example, let's say we have 100 houses. Let's say we have 100 houses. Excuse me. Let's say we have 100 houses for sale. Yeah. And normally it's like 80 buyers, right? So it's fair. We're trying hard to sell 100 because we have 80. We don't have enough buyers. But all of a sudden we have 200 buyers for 100 housing. What's going to happen to the cost of those houses? They're going to go up in order to meet the demand. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So that's what happened with like the construction materials, food, everything during COVID, because there was so much more money in the system. There was so much more spending, but the amount of products, the amount of products stayed the same. But the demand rose significantly.
So people are at home, I guess, saying, "Oh, I'm going to build on with this stimulus. I'll build on my house or whatever."
Buy more crypto and whatever. So a lot more money went to different.
And that's
assets.
what drove up that. Because somebody said that too. That was somebody else's explanation. Really.
But it's good for people who own assets. The people that don't own assets, it's bad for them because they're stuck having to pay higher prices.
Correct.
And normally inflation outbeats wage growth. So meaning your salary increase.
Usual inflation's higher than what your income is, kind of.
Correct. Well, the growth of inflation is usually growing faster than your wage growth.
I gotcha.
So next year the inflation might go up by 3%, where your salary might stay the same.
Thank you for saying that. I always wonder that. Thank you.
So that's another reason why you want to be invested. You want to be owning these assets. So if there's a period of high inflation or high appreciation on assets, you benefit from it because the value of the assets go up. But if you don't own any assets and there's like high appreciation or high inflation, then when you want to own an asset, you now have to pay significantly more.
Right.
And I'll use an example with the local market here in land.
Okay.
Before COVID, housing was fairly affordable.
Correct.
So let's just say during COVID or right before COVID, you bought a house or you bought a piece of land. Let's just
350,000.
Yeah, let's say 350,000.
For the house
right?
of land.
And today it's probably worth 550,000, $200,000 extra, right? Now, let's say you didn't buy anything, but you're ready to buy today. You now have to spend an additional $200,000
to buy
that you would have had to spend 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that housing is the best investment or housing is a good investment. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm just giving you an example.
Of the difference you're paying now, even pre-COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For assets.
Yeah.
Usually, house could be an asset.
It can be if you're renting it,
can,
out.
yeah,
It can be.
can be, and it
if
could
you
be a
can sell
it could be a
that
liability. Yeah,
If you're paying a mortgage on, it's a liability.
yeah. If it's a liability, if you live there and you don't receive any income from it, it's a liability because you have to maintain it. You have to pay the mortgage. You have to pay the utilities, so it's
Correct.
costing you. So it's a
Yeah.
liability. However, it does appreciate in the future. But then
Correct.
when you do sell it, you have to go and repurchase something at inflated prices.
True.
So
True.
is it really an
True.
asset if you live there only?
Yeah.
If you're not
I mean-
renting it, it's debatable. If you don't rent the house that you live in, it's debatable to say it's an asset because it costs you.
Well, that's why I believe so much in, like, how do we prevent social problems, though? Because the value of your property is so tied to your neighborhood. Like, for example, I know I have a family member that when he bought the land was about $300,000, right?
Wow.
Now it's $700,000 for that
That's crazy.
same neighborhood. But if you go to the neighborhood, everybody keeps their cars, houses well. You don't see people that were scruffy old cars laid in the parking lot. Maybe it's drugs happening, but you don't see it, on the street. And so there seemed to be more of a demand for, and I don't know if that came off of this thing of what's it called again, where governments, not just our government, but different governments around the world were give away citizenship for people that invested big amounts. I can't remember what the name of it is. And so again, not just our government, but I heard it. Well,
Yeah, they're doing that right now in the Caribbean. I forget which island.
what's it called?
I
Something
think
passport.
Saint Vincent. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but there's
Wealthy people
Yeah.
who come and invest there.
and you get issued a passport and residency.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a way to bring people to the
Or
country.
wealthier people.
Which generally benefits the country.
It does. So
But yeah,
again,
it does, right?
Again, right?
It does. 'Cause
It does the country. Oh yeah, these wealthy people are coming here and living here, and they're not allowed to work. But that neighborhood's a classic example. To say it was Crystal Harbor, it was like 300. Now it's 700 for the land alone,
Wow.
right? So it means that if you came out in making 200,000 a year and you want to buy into that nice neighborhood, you probably look how much you're going to spend on land. So maybe it's helping the government generate more money, but when it comes to the individual person, they're having to pay more for that nice neighborhood now. And then, what do you think pushed up that price after COVID? That where houses went? Well, just land. Let's just say land.
Yeah,
Pre-COVID,
well-
I bought a piece of land for $75,000. That same thing would want to be $200,000 after COVID. What do you think caused that?
Well, during COVID, a lot of people got funds from their pension plans.
Okay.
So the money supply increased here. So there was a lot more spending on construction, renovations, and because there was more money in the system, meaning people had more money to spend, I believe that also gave people the ability to actually purchase more land, and also we have a lot of people coming here as well.
I think that's what. Yeah.
We have a lot of people coming here as well
Yeah.
that are purchasing land for many different reasons.
Yes.
And some of them don't care of the price. And when when a piece of land in one area sells for a high amount, then all of a sudden
Everything else around.
my land has to be worth similar.
Yeah.
So then everyone wants to sell their land at a similar price.
Right.
And that starts to like raise the threshold of the average cost of
Correct.
land. So it's a mix of a lot of different things.
Right.
Increased money supply, more locals wanted to buy land. You
Yeah.
have more people from here. You have other people that are not from here buying land as well. And
Pushed up the demand, you know?
and there's a lot more spending. And
Yeah. And that's why I still believe until the day I die, that's what's happened socially, it's like totally like affects our economics, because again, let's just say if this place is, yes, we have crime and some that we're very unhappy about, and it's, so, but let's just say if this was a high crime area, like we know after COVID, a lot of people said, I had American friends who said, man, let me get out of that place, man. I just want to leave and get away somewhere peaceful and calm. And so many people came to the Cayman Islands and say, let me put my money in here, right? So again, if it was a lot of crime and violence, like why would want people come live in an area where they can't go out in the night and have a great dinner without getting mobbed before they get back to the car? So again, socially and politically, totally affects our economics, right? But
it's good for us because we don't have a lot of those issues.
Right.
So
We do. We have some, and so we're people like me and you are trying to be part of the solution, and that's why we're sitting kind of doing what we're doing now, and that is just to empower young people, children from a young age. Hey, how do I invest? How do I put money aside? What if I do this now? What's going to look like at 75? So that if I reach 80, I'm not living on NAU, but my little $100 at age 20 would be worth $500,000 at age 75. I could relax then because here's what my money invests. So we're being part of the solution by trying to educate.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, but just to be a bit complex, at 75, 500,000. If you're 20 and you fast forward to being 75 years old, $500,000 would be worth like little to nothing because of inflation.
Inflation.
So today, like the example I shared earlier, 100,000 today. What you can get with $100,000 today.
Today, right.
In 5, 7, or 10 years, you might need 200 or 300,000.
Agree.
So if you're 20 and if you're looking at a 30 or 40 year period, 500,000 would be worth very little. A new car might cost, a regular average car that costs 25,000 today, in 20 or 30 years might be 50,000, 60,000.
Right. So, but what if you hadn't did that investment at all then it'll
be significant. But if you invest for 40 years and you invest $1,000 a year, you do have a good chance of keeping up with inflation. So because I guess that's just naturally then where assets I don't want to say usual, depend on the asset is increasing in value. So Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Not all.
Especially but especially assets that produce cash, they tend to go up in value because assets that produce cash are similar to companies that produce cash, or large hotel facilities or buildings like this that produce cash. They tend to go up in value because they have the ability to generate cash, but also increase the cost of their services or their accommodation. So each year the revenue or the cash that they produce grows. So as the profits or the revenue grow of the business or the property, the value grows. So the value is what you would pay. So the value, let's say this building is 300 million. If next year the profits grow by 10%, the value would no longer be 300 million. It'll probably be 320 million. And then if it grows another 10%, it'll probably be worth 332 million. So each year, as long as the profits grow,
are increasing once your income
the income and usually the profit, right?
Okay,
because you can grow revenue, but your income could be dropping, right?
Yeah,
because you could
your
be
expenses.
If your expenses are larger than your income. But if it's at the right balance and you're profitable, and each year the profit grows at a certain margin, generally the value over time will keep growing because each year you're becoming more profitable, you're generating more cash, you're creating more wealth. So if I purchase an asset that's growing consistently over the past 5 or 10 years and it has the ability to keep growing, I would be willing to pay a premium because I know it has the ability to continue to grow. So that's generally why things go up in value. And then as the wealth gets distributed down, you'll see it in land, you'll see it in different stuff because people with a lot of capital, they'll pay a premium for a piece of land. And then again, if I sold my land for X amount, the neighbors now want to sell theirs for X amount. So it's a lot of different little mechanics, but it's like the wealth goes from the top, comes all the way down, and then we see it like with land. Some wealthy person bought a piece of land for 500K, then all of a sudden what was 200K is now 400 or 500K also. But generally, again, assets that produce cash and have the ability to grow and remain around for a long time, those are good investments, and you can do those with stocks. But that's what I like to focus on because I think those make sense. Like
like you told me S&P 500, and probably just to wrap up then, what are some of the, because I totally respect the fact, because that's your space, S&P 500, I know you said it's 500 top US companies, and what are they again? And then we'll wrap it up.
Well, it's 500.
Yeah, like Apple, Microsoft.
Yeah, well, so the S&P 500 is the top largest 500 companies in America.
What are some of them?
the top 7 of them, which makes up.
Because I didn't research it.
Yeah, that's fine. So the top 7 of them is you have Tesla, Google, Nvidia, Apple. That's 4. Nvidia.
And-
So you have Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and 2 other ones. I don't remember right off my head.
Quick question, since NVIDIA, because you know I'm all in that space, like I love, and I just said to my freelancer, NVIDIA Express 2.0. There's a AI now that helps you create videos faster. So I wonder if that's the same company. It's called NVIDIA Express.ai. Helps you create. Just curious. All right.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah, okay.
Nvidia produces all of the GPUs, the hardware devices that is used behind these AI platforms. Yeah. So they're like providing shovels to the gold rush.
So you can bet they're providing
Yeah.
software.
They're the largest company in the world right now as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I like, okay, no, I'm doing Benny Goodman because that sparked my curiosity. I'm going to ask Mr. ChatGPT, is that the same one that has NVIDIA, is the same one that has NVIDIA Express 2.0? Because they have one package for $47. And I like that. I don't like monthly fees at all. It's just they have a one-time fee, 47, and then they have another one, for 170.
For what though?
It does more for you. Like if you want to text, like if you want to take a text and create a video.
Okay.
Or if you want to take an image and create a video from it. Or if you want to take your picture, it can get you. So
I think this is what you're thinking is a bit different.
Yeah.
What
I
you're
was just
thinking.
wondering if that same company owned that NVIDIA.
I'm not sure. I doubt it. Maybe it's.
Because you're saying they're more than hardware. spot.
I don't know if they have their own large language model. And a large language model is something like Gemini or ChatGPT. I don't know if Nvidia have their own. Maybe they do. I'm not sure. And if they do, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But what their business really involves is a lot more than just GPUs, but a good chunk of it is providing like GPUs, which are the hardware devices that allows AI to actually function. It stores the data, it allows them to process the data, process the prompts. There's a lot of stuff, but it's very complex. It's very complex, but the S&P 500 has exposure to that company and a bunch of other companies.
Okay.
And then you have also ETFs. So like if you like a particular space, let's say shipping, you think shipping is a field of interest and you think it's a good investment for whatever reason, you can get an ETF which basically holds a list of shipping companies and you basically invest in the ETF and it allows you to have exposure to shipping companies.
Really?
And so similar to the S&P 500, that's an ETF and it gives you exposure to the top 500 companies.
I got it, yeah.
So it depends on what you want. You have basically whatever vehicle you want to invest in, you can find an ETF for it.
There you go.
And the ETF is sort of like a more passive way. So instead of you having to search for 10 different companies,
it's a collection of companies, right?
Yes, you can find an ETF in different sectors.
I was going to say in different niches. So if you like insurance, go with that one.
If you like automotive, you like AI, you like shipping, you like airplanes,
got it.
you like defense.
You can get an
You
ETF.
like medical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you want to care about, at least for me, I want to care about, because I know like 1 or 2 wool companies, maybe I'll go home and there's 1 or 2 wool companies that I don't want to put money into. I want to make sure I'm not help funding them. So there's people that have niches and sectors that they want to ensure they do not fund, because money can enable a whole lot of stuff. And I think money can be a great thing for a good purpose, and then it can be an evil thing if you use it for evil. Yeah.
Correct.
So.
All right.
But otherwise, it was nice talking to you. It was very productive day. We talked to budgeting, crypto. It was productive, and I really enjoyed it. And I hope our audience have learned something. I really hope, and myself and Diego is going to probably do more of this because I think it's meaningful, helpful. It builds a platform where a lot of people want to talk about investing, want to talk about budgeting. How do I keep checking my money, but don't know where to start? So thank you.
Thank you as well. Happy to be here as usual, and I'll share the budget templates with you.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
You can share it with your audience.
That were correct. We'll put the budget template at the bottom, and the interactive brokers PDF. If any of you guys want, I'll just say this: just kind of be warned on the PDF on the getting verified for the interactive brokers. That can be a little frustrating, and I think maybe it's like that for a lot of platforms nowadays. You gotta do your face. You can give them a passport usually, or a utility bill, but they still look like, to me, one step further. You gotta phone recognition of your face, and I found that like very frustrating, but I finally got it done. So don't feel defeated. That's one thing a lot. I think when people start into this, they feel overwhelming, like, who am I to go down this road? For me, it was, this is so frustrating. This is not meant for me. This is for the big people. No, we're all small people starting somewhere, and the same how they try to verify who I am to try to prevent bad money, drug money, laundering. They're trying to always verify people to try to hopefully do clean money as good as they can.
They're required to do so by law. If they're regulated. It's called KYC, Know Your Customer. Just like what a bank would do.
Yeah.
So if you sign up for these platforms where you have to give them your money, you want to make sure that they're verifying who you are.
Correct.
Because that shows you some sort of sense that they have a regulation to follow.
Exactly.
Right? But if someone is allowing you to send them money without knowing who you are, that's a bit, risky, that's a bit concerning.
Yes.
But just do your research, because there's always going to be risk.
Exactly.
Sometimes what might seem to be regulated, it can still, have some risk involved.
Exactly.
But as long as you do your research and it's regulated and insured, generally you should be fine.
Yeah.
But
and disclaimer: we were no gurus at all. Just kind of talking about what we've done, what we've experienced, and again,
just share the education. Yeah, just for learning purposes.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good evening.
That was awesome. Is yours still on?